Hi, it's Pamela. In this tutorial, we're going to go over an advanced layering technique in Doodly.
Hey, and welcome to the official Doodly YouTube channel. If you enjoy our content, please click the like and subscribe button below. Now let's get straight to the video.
One of my favorite Doodly techniques is breaking a graphic down into its individual layers. So you can see here, this image has multiple layers. And when that happens, you can work with them individually. Now, this is an advanced technique. It's time consuming, and you will need either Adobe Illustrator, Pixelmator Pro, or some other graphics design tool that supports layers. I use Pixelmator Pro, so that's what I'm going to use in this example. I like using this style in celebratory messages, like at the holiday time. I'll usually do a little Christmas greeting, and it might have little animals or elves or something like that, and I will build them individually, and people really seem to love it. With Halloween coming up, I thought it would be fun to revisit this technique to create either a Halloween message or maybe a party invitation. So the first thing that you need is an image that is composed of these multiple layers. As I showed you earlier, this one has multiple layers. And this is what the finished product looks like. Let me just show it to you real quick. Here I used a blend of the hand drawing and the fade effect, and I think it looks pretty cool. So where are you going to get these graphics? I like to use either Pixabay or Freepik. There's plenty of other royalty-free sites that you could use. I'm going to use Freepik today. I do have a premium account. I'm going to pick this one. I think this will work. Keep in mind, sometimes just because it has the .ai or .psd designation, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to have layers. So you may have to try a few until you find one that does have layers. So I'm going to go ahead and download this guy, and I'm going to unzip it. I open the folder and I have three choices. I'm going to choose the .ai one. I'm going to go ahead and open it with Pixelmator Pro. And here it is. You see, it's broken down into three groups here in the layers panel. So this one, designed by Freepik, I'm going to turn that off. And then I have the background and the objects. Okay, so first thing, and let's just start with this pale lavender background. I'm going to go ahead and export it. Export it as a PNG file, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it cat background. Now I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so I have my objects folder open, and there's three subfolders. This is part of the background. So what I want to do is turn off these other elements and just turn this on. And now I'm going to export it. Go ahead and export this. I'm going to name it cat background 2. Okay, so I can turn that off now. Now I want to go to this group, which looks like the cauldron, and let's expand it. I can turn off this little purple goo and this purple line here, and possibly the skull. So now I'm just going to export this. We'll name it cat cauldron. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this off, and then I'm going to turn on the goo and maybe even the skull at the same time. I think so, because I can draw these one after the other. So I'm going to go ahead and export this. Cat cauldron goo. Cat feet and tail. Again, we're going to turn these off. So I think you're probably getting the idea of what we're doing here. Go to props. We need to import these. And you'll notice the consistent naming. This makes it easy when you're in Doodly to find these in the future. You want to start with the same exact naming convention. Okay, so here they are. For example, if I were to do a search for cat, I'll get some random cats, but I will also get all of these here that I just imported. So let's go ahead and bring them in one at a time. Don't resize them yet. Don't worry about lining them up either. Just bring them in one at a time. Okay, once you have them all, use Control or Command and the letter A to select, and then right click, choose Align, Align Middle, and then Do it again, align center, and it recreates that for you. And now you can resize them at the same time, and then they'll be the exact size that you want. Since this is a square, I'm going to go to Settings, Resolution, Facebook and Instagram, and I'm going to turn this into a square video. Depending on what order you drag these in is going to affect the order that they appear on here. So my goo, I dragged in too early, so here it is. You'll notice this is 25 seconds long, and that's because everything has a default duration of 3 seconds. Let's just take a look at the default here. Scribble, 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 and that goes on and on and on. And that takes way too long. So what we want to do is Control or Command A once again to select them all. Click the gear icon. Duration, let's change that. I'm going to change it for now to 0.5 seconds. We'll adjust it as we go. Now it's only 5 seconds. Scribble, 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 scribble. Let's start with this background here. Click the pencil icon, and instead of having it draw on, we're going to choose Fade, Save and Return. This can happen super fast. Same with this little bubble. That's going to fade on, Save and Return. Then the next thing we want is the cauldron. I think we'll draw this one on. So hit the pencil icon, and let's just start drawing it. So I'm going to click here. You'll notice my little red, that's going to be the drawing part. It's too skinny, so I'm going to make it a little fatter. And now I'm going to fine tune it a little bit because I don't want it going into that darker black just yet. So that'll be the last thing I want to draw on. And I'm just going to make a little circle here, just kind of imagining how I would draw it if I were drawing this from scratch. And then I'm going to do a new path. I'll make this a little fatter as well. Alright, so that's my cauldron. Now let's draw on these little decorations. So we want to select the goo, and we want this to come on before the cat draws on. So we're going to move it right after that, and then click the pencil icon. Now, you might be wondering about the white skull. How am I going to get that one drawn on? Because it's kind of disappearing here into my white background. Well, let me show you. Just give me a moment. Background white. Let's turn it to black. And there it is. And I'm just going to stop it here. So I'll do the outline, and then I'm just going to let Doodly scribble in the rest, okay? So you can do that. You don't have to do the entire thing. And then we're going to do these little belt and stars on the hat. Now remember, I already did the black hat, and this has the black background, so that would look dumb for me to redraw that on. Now this is going to appear on top, so the black is going to be something we don't have to worry about. The paths look terrible, but they're going to look fine on the finished image. So let's take a look. Timing's going to be off, but we'll get an idea of how it's coming together. So let's decide timing wise what needs a little bit more time. I think the things that we drew, like the cauldron, will need more time than the things that faded. So let's give that like 2 seconds. Then the decorations, those could be maybe 1 second, 1.5 seconds. And then the cat, 1.5, let's say. Same with his paws and tail. Then the first hat, maybe 2 seconds. And then the decoration on the second hat be a little bit faster, 1.5. Now if we wanted to add some text, we could certainly do that. Creepster regular, let's use that as a great Halloween font. And let's just say you're invited. And of course from here you can go on building your Halloween invitation as you normally would. I mainly wanted to show you the technique of how to do the layering in Doodly. So that is that. Let's take a quick look and then we'll be done. And there you have it. That's how you can use this advanced layering technique in Doodly. I hope this gives you some ideas. Thank you for watching.